In order to volunteer with Alachua County Public Schools, there are a few steps that need to be completed, which are indicated on the site here. Register, complete the online application, activate the application, and apply for vacancies. So let's start with step 1. The registration button is over here, so we can just click that and get started. Once we hit the registration button, there are a few simple questions that we need to answer to begin our account. So we will enter our first name, which perhaps is Allie, our last name, which perhaps is Gator, our username, which perhaps is Alligator, our password, which today perhaps will be Gator, our email address, which perhaps is comeoutreach@gmail.com, and if we've forgotten passwords, questions such as which is science, and of course the answer is chemistry. And once you've answered these questions, you can have your account created by just hitting this submit button here, and then we can go on. The second step in this process is to complete the volunteer application, so we're going to do that now. If you come over here and click on applications, you should see a number of options. So the one that we're interested in today is number 7, volunteer. So let's go ahead and click on that. So they're going to proceed to ask us a number of questions, so we're going to continue on and answer those questions. So on the left here, you'll notice that there are 4 different categories of questions, so we're going to just go ahead and answer all of them. So if we start with personal data, here they've already populated our name. And let's suppose that our mailing address is 80 Willow Drive in Gainesville, Florida, 32611. And in these fields, you would indicate your local Gainesville address, if that is not your typical address. After that, we will indicate our phone number, so perhaps our phone number is 555 123 0987. And we will continue. Our email address, of course, is comeoutreach@gmail.com. We have not been convicted of any criminal offense. We have not pled guilty. We have not had education withheld or anything of that nature. We have not deferred prosecution. We are not currently serving probation. We have not had a criminal record. We have not answered yes to any of these questions, so this question is not relevant to us. If you're currently a student, so let's suppose we go, we're a student at the University of Florida, but we're not requiring any hours, so we don't need to worry about the rest of that. The date of birth, let's suppose that our date of birth is 01/25 1996. This is perhaps this is 28th birthday. In that case, we'd be under 21 years old. Do you have any children? Let's suppose that we do not. And this is irrelevant. And the name and telephone number of an emergency contact. Now, perhaps that is the UF Club. And suppose their phone number is 555 123 4321. So we don't need to worry about these. If you're in the outreach program, you would indicate other here, and over here you would indicate something along the lines of you have chemistry club outreach. If you just put science outreach or just chemistry club or chemistry outreach, those would also be just as acceptable. Correct occupation, let's suppose that you're a student. And yes, this information is correct. So now we're going to go next. And you see it will jump us to the next of the 4 categories skills. Let's suppose that we have some computer skills. Then we'll hit done. And next we can come over here to educational background, the 3rd category. High school, let's suppose that we have graduated high school. And we can hit done. And now we can come over here to the statement of acceptance. And there will be this statement here, which suppose I accept to, and we'll hit done. Once we have completed these 4 categories, as you can see, we have these 4 checks. We can go ahead and activate this application. This will activate the volunteer application and allow us to apply to volunteer positions at the schools. So you see the volunteer has been activated. You can now apply to job postings. So the next step is to apply to current job postings. So there's a big button here. Alternatively, you will always see this button over here, which is current job postings. So let's just click on this one here. And you'll notice several categories again. So since we have just filled out the volunteer application, we are now eligible to apply for the volunteer position. So we're going to come in over here on the left side, at number 7, click volunteers. And you see there's a number of schools at which we can volunteer. So there's Lakeland Jones, Alachua Elementary, and if I scroll down, we see Buell High, Camp Crystal, Childs, and so on and so forth. So if you are involved with the Science Outreach Program, the Science Outreach Coordinator should have indicated which school you will be applying to. For example, let's suppose that the volunteer coordinator from the Science Outreach Program told us that we would be volunteering at Duval Elementary. In that case, we will come over and we will identify which one is Duval. So we see here, I've just hit Control F and searched for Duval. We can see here there's the Early Childhood Learning Center at Duval. So let's suppose that we would be volunteering there. So we're just going to come over here on the left and hit the volunteer button. So we're going to click on that button and they'll have some information, but really the button that we know that we're at Duval, so we can confirm here that we are applying for Duval, and then we can hit the apply button right here. Once we have done that, we should receive a confirmation email, and having done that, we're all set. We should be all set to start volunteering at Duval Elementary as a new volunteer in the Alachua County Public School System. Thank you.